Hello, my name is Charles Webster Bear, and today is June 1st, 2011, and I'm here in Bend, Oregon, USA, and what I want to do is I want to talk about global internet government. Now, global internet government is GIG, G-I-G, and GIG is a website that I created in the year 2000, and GIG is a website that is going to monitor every financial transaction by every government on the planet. And this is called media speculation. It's also called freedom of speech, and some governments are forthcoming with this information, some are not. For those that are not forthcoming with accurate information, GIG will fill that void. To learn more about global internet government, you can go to globalinternetgovernment.com or charleswebsterbear.com. So basically, in this millennium, at some point, eventually, there will be one government, one currency. And we've actually been working on this for a long time now. The International Monetary Fund is working on one currency, and the United Nations is working on one government for the planet. So when I created GIG in 2000, I was trying to bring the IMF and the UN together on one website for transparency and accountability, and to allow everybody to be able to participate in this process. And so that's really why I created GIG in the first place. But I think that everybody has the right to know exactly how their government is spending their tax dollars. And so GIG is going to provide everybody with access to this information. And like I already said, that's accountability, that's transparency, that's freedom of speech. And I'm actually quite surprised nobody's done this before I have. But that's global internet government. And global internet government will get this information from all sources that are available to it, including people just logging in and providing this information. And then it'll be up to GIG to determine how valid and accurate this information is. And so that's what GIG is going to do. It's going to monitor every financial transaction by every government on the planet. And GIG fully supports the IMF and the UN. GIG is kind of augmenting those institutions. Like the IMF and the UN are like the US Postal Service, and GIG is like FedEx. It's a private media company, but it gets the information there faster and better. So GIG has two agendas. The first agenda is freedom of speech online, and the second agenda is women's rights. GIG feels that every human being on the planet has the right to freedom of speech online, and every human being on the planet has the right to say whatever they want to say online. And women's rights, GIG feels that every female on the planet has the right to control her body, which means every female on the planet has the right to decide for herself individually if she wishes to be pregnant or stay pregnant or get pregnant. So that's the gig agenda: freedom of speech online and women's rights. And governments that do not support the gig agenda legally, financially, culturally, are illegitimate governments. And illegitimate governments will be replaced by legitimate governments quickly and peacefully. So that's the gig agenda: freedom of speech online and women's rights. So that's basically what gig is. And gig is the future of the world media. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun these last 11 years rocking gig. And I'm going to keep on rocking gig. And now, I am the president of GIG, I'm the founder of GIG, and I am the, you know, CEO and the owner and all that other stuff. I'm also the president of Earth. Now, the president of Earth is an employee of Global Internet Government. And every year, there is a President Earth election on December 1st, Hawaiian time. So every year, every December 1st, Hawaiian time, there is a President of Earth election. And it lasts for 24 hours. And in order to vote for President of Earth, you can vote for anybody you want for President of Earth. You got to go to charleswebsterbear.com or globalinternetgovernment.com on December 1st and log into one of the chat rooms and then post, I am voting for this person to be President of Earth for next year. And then that's one vote for that person. And you can only vote once. And that's how you vote for President of Earth. And whoever gets the most votes wins. And I won the first election on December 1st, 2008. Which meant that I was President of Earth for the entire calendar year of 2009. And I won the second President of Earth election on December 1st, 2009, which meant that I was the President of Earth for the entire calendar year of 2010, January 1st to January 1st. And I won the third President of Earth election on December 1st, 2010, which meant that I was the President of Earth for the entire calendar year of 2011, December 1st to December, or January 1st to January 1st. Now, there's a 3-year term limit. I mean, there's a 1-year term for every President of Earth who gets elected, but you can only be elected 3 times. You can't be elected a 4th time to President of Earth. So that means I'm unable to run for President of Earth this year in 2011 on January 1st. So that means there's going to be a new President of Earth. I don't know who it's going to be, but whoever gets the most votes will be the new President of Earth on December 1st. Actually on January 1st, but the election's December 1st. There's a month off between the election and the changing of the guard. Now, basically, President of Earth has no power. President of Earth is a gig employee, an employee of Global Internet Government, and basically all the President of the Earth does is support and push the gig agenda, which is freedom of speech online and women's rights. Now, nobody from the country of the current president of Earth can run in the current president of Earth election. And because I'm an American, no Americans can run in the current president of Earth election on December 1st, 2011. This is because the country of the current president of Earth is already overrepresented, and therefore we got to change it up. So, this will prevent the Chinese from being president of Earth forever. So anyway, nobody from the country of the current president of Earth can run in the current president of Earth election, which means no Americans can run this year for president of Earth, but they can run next year. And I can't run this year because I've already won it 3 times. So that's the president of Earth. Me. It's been fun. It's been a good time. But I'm ready. I'll be ready. I'll stop being president of Earth January 1st, 2012, and I'll be ready for a little break. However, I am running for president of the USA in 2012 and 2016. I'll be running as a libertarian and an independent. And basically, these Tea Party freaks are basically libertarians. They just don't know it. But I'm for less government, less taxes, more freedom, stuff like that. So that's that. So anyway, the gig is basically going to be the world government. In like a century or two, when there is a world government, there'll be one government for the whole planet, and it'll have one currency. And so gig is going to try to help move this process along as quickly as possible. Now, the one currency deal, this will take, a century or two. But we're trying to lay the foundation right now. But basically, you know how Europe turned into one economic community? Well, that'll happen for, South America and Southeast Asia and parts of Africa and the Middle East. And there'll be economic communities that'll, unite together. And gig will try to assist, try to help move this along quickly. Basically, it's countries that border each other will have to have zero debt, and they will have to unite for one currency, regional currencies, just like the euro. And, and so that's the blueprint anyway. And the United Nations is the blueprint for, the IMF is the blueprint for one universal currency for the planet. And the United Nations is the blueprint for one global government, one government for the whole planet. And that's basically women's rights and freedom of speech online. So that's how it all ties together. And so the bottom line here for this entire situation is environmentalism. We need to save the environment. Because if we destroy the environment, we kill ourselves. So humans are committing suicide by killing the environment. So we need to stop that. Now, the only way to save the environment is to create a sustained, significant decline in the human population. Right now, we're at about 7 billion, and I don't think that's sustainable. I don't think the Earth can sustain that many people. So we need to lower the human population to a sustainable level, which I think is like, 2 or 3 billion maybe. Anyway, nobody knows what the number is for a sustainable level of people, and that's for future generations to decide, not us. It's my opinion that a sustainable level of humans on the planet is 2 or 3 billion. And I base my opinion on reality and common sense.